Well, I'm delighted to be joined by Mark Tibbs, ahead of his fighter's pro debut, Tommy Fletcher, on the card with Joe Joyce versus Christian Hammer. How do you think Tommy does in his first pro fight?
Tommy's a phenomenal puncher, but it was in the last year and a half it was evident that he was looking for that big shot all the time, and it's my job to put some boxing into him, boxing craft into him, and so he can pick shots and open them shots, and to find that big one, if you know what I mean. So yeah, listen, he's a good quality operator. He's got a lovely sense of ring craft, but he's 20-year-old, so he's a very, very good prospect. Yeah.
There's been a lot of hype about him. You've described him as he's got Deontay Wilder's power, but with higher IQ. So you're expecting an explosive fight on Saturday night?
I expect him to be very, very responsive. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, this guy that he's facing is 1-0. You know, just like Tommy. Tommy is a no-bouter. So, but he comes and looks for it. This guy. So I expect it to be explosive. Yeah, for sure.
And in terms of his weight, he's kind of floating in between light heavyweight and cruiserweight. Where do you expect him to fight the rest of his career?
He'd fill out to a proper cruiserweight, and if he's still at it in 5, 6, 7 years' time, he could be an heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to thicken out yet. And listen, 20 years, he's 20 years old, and as you know yourself, as you get older, you thicken out and mature. And so he needs experience. He's got everything else. He needs guidance and experience.
Well, I'm definitely excited to see him. Can you tell us about your thoughts on the rest of the light heavyweight division? Obviously, Anthony Yarde's got the Beterbiev fight coming up, hopefully back end of this year. How do you think Yarde does in that fight? Because it's been described as a mismatch.
Well, he's got the ranking, hasn't he? Yarde, so he's up there. He's got power. Yarde, he's got power. He's got he's up there. What can I say? He's up there and he's knocking on the door of them sort of fighters. So all credit to him. And why not? Yeah.
How do you see that fight kind of going?
You know what? I've got to be honest with you. I've looked at Yarde on when he fought Kovalev. Looked at him on his couple of fights after that, but I keep my eye on my own work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I do keep my eye on my own work, and it's difficult to keep my eye on everything. Unless it's box office.
Okay, let's talk about some box office fights coming up then. We obviously know that AJ is facing Usyk in the second fight. That's going to be in the Middle East. How do you see that fight going between Anthony Joshua and Usyk in the second time they meet in the ring?
Well, do you know what? I thought about it, and I really believed in the first time that obviously we all did, that AJ would have adopted a different approach than he did, and now he's brought in the new trainer with that mindset of that fighting mentality mindset. I feel that makes it very, very interesting for me, and as a coach, and he has to adopt that trainer's fighting style. He has to have a chance. But having said that, Usyk's got this war on his mind. He's a passionate guy. He's a patriotic guy, I believe, and that's going to fuel him as well. So yeah, it's a great fight. And to be fair, I watched the first one last night again. Now he's got Robert Garcia in his corner and calling the shots. I've got a lot more confidence than if he didn't. But Oleksander Usyk has the brain of a Tyson Fury. You get me?
That's the thing.
And that is... and when I watched the first fight yesterday, he had his moments early doors, AJ. But then he just got a little bit mesmerised and lost. And obviously, that's what Usyk's all about. He can absolutely hypnotise you into doing what he wants you to do.
And that's the thing. I was talking to Frank Warren yesterday. He had similar sentiment in terms of AJ kind of needs to maybe approach a different type of approach to that fight, to maybe be a bit more aggressive than he has been in previous fights. In terms of that, though, the winner of that fight holds 3 of the belts in the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury holds the WBC strap that he hasn't given up yet since retiring. All roads seem to lead to Tyson Fury. Do you think he can be tempted out of retirement to face the winner of AJ versus Usyk too?
100%. 100%. Yeah. Listen, look, I can't tell you what Tyson Fury's brain's all about. I can just talk as a former boxer fighter myself. So yeah, that never leaves him, and why he's at the top of his game. And a smaller man you know, that's going to bring multi-million-pound fights. I can't see him turning it down. He's the biggest, the cutest operator, and he belongs to our shores. So we want everything. We want all them titles back in our country, and I'm sure, I'm sure he'll come out of retirement